Welcome back to Blackout, House of Bob's cyberpunk adventure set in the Vantal Megaplex, powered by the Sprawl RPG system.
Hi, I'm Cristina, and I'll be playing Olivia Crow, once a test subject for the R&D sector of MassCorp, now a low-level runner for the Gastown Sparks.
I'm Shubert. I'll be playing Bunk, the beat hacker.
I'm Dan. I'll be playing Tiz, the hard-nosed reporter, tracking down corruption no matter the cost.
Hey, I'm Alex. I'll be playing the fixer, black market dealer, and conspiracy theorist, Garrett.
To support the show, visit patreon.com/thehouseofbob. Roll on. Last time, you guys were continuing your investigation into the source of a leak of private smart gun history from within Epistle. You were able to sneak a drone into a QuickBox Exchange and extract the encryption hash for the tracking labels and use that to eventually locate the leak. An Epistle Analytics employee named Tripp Styles, also known as Tripwire on the net. Tripwire is holding up in a temporary office building off campus. You got into the building by arranging to see a real estate agent to look in an adjacent office. However, after some run-ins with a wary guard and the forceful takedown of a surveillance drone, corporate security forces are closing in on the building fast. The action clock is at 2200, which is 2 away from midnight. You know that at midnight, the wrong people at Epistle will know about this operation and will respond with overwhelming and indiscriminate force, so you don't have a lot of time or a lot of mistakes left. Last time, you also experienced firsthand one of the unexplained blackouts troubling the city. We introduced a mechanic wherein you can invoke a blackout to automatically succeed on a roll, fiction permitting. But doing so will start to fill the blackout countdown clock to unknown consequences. So Bunk and Garrett are on street level, and you've been monitoring the situation outside the building. You retrieved the surveillance drone that was downed by one of Olivia's crows, and you just witnessed a van full of corporate security unload onto the street in front of the building. You managed to catch a bit of radio chatter before they lock it down, and it sounds like another team just arrived behind the building too. You see them start setting up roadblocks and a sort of perimeter. It looks like they're trying to lock the place down. You also see another surveillance drone pop out from a little dock on the top of the van, and it starts heading down the street, scanning nearby vehicles and buildings, and you know it's heading your way. Inside the building, Tiss is with the unconscious body of Tim, the real estate agent, in the network room. As usual, just another Saturday. You were waiting for some kind of signal from Olivia on how you can help or when you need to bust in.
Yeah.
Olivia is in the Epistle office, standing over Tripp. You managed to catch up to him after a fortuitously timed blackout. You revealed the little tidbit of intel you gathered while researching him that his daughter, Mirth, has been missing. And you dropped that bombshell, and that was enough for him to stop struggling. So he's kind of, you got him grabbed by the arm. He isn't struggling, and he looks up at you and says, well, what do you know about Mirth? Before you can respond, the office door is thrown open, and Inglesias, the Epistle guard from the elevator, bursts onto the scene. He has a sleek black pistol drawn, and he points it in your direction. And he shouts, "Get on the ground!"
And Garrett and Bunk are in Olivia's van still?
Yeah.
Okay. I just turned to Garrett and I'm like, yo, man, we got to get the hell out of here.
Nobody drives my van.
That important question, Olivia, did you leave the keys?
I mean, of course, it would be stupid to just let them die.
Lock them in, turn on the child locks. And
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, didn't even roll down the window.
Yeah. I mean, I got my bike. I could just roll out of here. But
you might just have to leave, actually. Like, you could leave the drone in the van and then walk away.
That's true.
Because they're like
Either way, the
tracking the
keys
drone.
are in the car. Because I figure, better safe than sorry.
I feel like we have to get the van and the drone and us all away quickly.
Were we supposed to leave the drone here, or we were bringing the drone with us?
you had
You don't need
salvaged
the
It
drone.
was for parts.
Okay.
That's the only thing.
Yeah, they're also tracking it.
All right, man. Here's the deal. I'm going to hack into this drone, make it untrackable. You're going to drive this car.
Garrett climbs into the driver's seat, and even though the keys are there, he tries to hotwire the van.
Why?
Because he's just kind of a pretentious
I don't
piece
trust
of shit
keys.
that way. He wants to do it, his way.
Self-reliant.
Yeah, exactly. So
So are you?
do I have to roll to hotwire
we'll
the van?
see.
Okay.
Well, yes, if you want to hotwire the van, but
Why would you do that when the keys are in the ignition?
For, I don't know, cool points. I want to look cool in front of Bunk.
You take out the key and then jam in a screwdriver.
Makes you look like an idiot.
You know what would look cool is escaping like in a cool way, not in a taking more time with the car
So,
way.
okay, so Garrett like tries to sort of like hotwire the car and then grabs the keys and starts up the car. And,
I hotwired it. I did it.
he pulled it off.
You take the panel off my car for no reason.
All right.
Just,
Roll to see how cool that was.
Yeah, Bunk, you have to see how your influence
Roll
is.
to see if I even noticed. Yo, you got that car started yet, man?
7. I rolled a 7 for cool.
Please don't roll.
It's a miss. Where he's like, I guess that was cool.
Can I roll to hack this thing?
This is not necessary.
Okay.
The question is, if you are just trying to escape, you guys, I think, have enough time. He's acted immediately to just drive off and you're
Okay.
fine. If you're trying
What are we gonna do,
to
though?
drive off such that you are then in a position that you can help these guys after, then maybe you'd have to do a roll to escape notice and find a good route and that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I'm wondering if maybe we can like peel around the corner and make it sound like we're driving off really fast, but then just like
Ooh.
duck into the parking
Pull it
garage
into
or something.
neutral.
Yeah.
Slide into the parking garage.
Yeah.
I like that.
Cool. Yeah.
So, which one of you went to Fast and the Furious training?
I'm hoping Garrett, because he's the one
he's
behind the
yeah.
wheel.
Yeah, Garrett's got a +2 for style.
Nice.
So you can probably do this. And a 0 cool. And +1 edge. So
I was thinking it was cool, because it sounds like an
I
act
think
under
it
does
pressure.
sound
I think
pretty
it's
cool.
style.
If you could, I think if you can justify style.
well, he does like a little fishtail with
Mhm.
like one hand because it's a manual. It's a really old.
All of a sudden, a
really
manual
old-
pops out of there because it was an automatic till he said that.
He it is now because he's taken the whole panel
Of
off
course,
to
yes.
like try to hotwire it. So it takes.
It's manual now.
My car's busted.
So dumb. Okay, well, sure, fine. Style.
12.
Nice.
Perfect. Beautiful. So describe what you do once more, sorry.
Peel around the corner and
Mhm.
stomp on the gas, and the van is like, and then we just pop it into neutral and fishtail down and back down silently into the parking garage.
In the rear view mirror, you see the drone reacts to the noise and kind of speeds up and zips down the street. But you see it pass by you and you think you've accomplished your goal. So you can now kind of swing around to, maybe the back of the building or the side of the building, or where do you want to be that you might be able to be of use to these guys later?
Well, can we just like park in the maintenance section in the parking garage since we pulled down there? Because we're in a van, right?
Yeah.
So we just
Sure.
like blend in.
Okay.
And-
If you just want to kind of go silent.
Yeah. I feel like we'll be more hidden here. We might be a little bit further away, but I
Yeah.
mean, we can.
Sure.
We can take the stairs.
You can spring into action later if you need to.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Good plan. Before we get back up to Olivia, who's in the most danger, Tiss, what are you going to do?
I'm going to radio down to Bunk and ask him if he can walk me through into hacking into the PA system.
I feel like I have to ask you, can I do that?
Well, there's a couple questions there. If it is like a secure system, no, you wouldn't really have the gear or the equipment to do it where you are. But I mean, a PA system, you pick up the phone and you press the PA button and you're in the PA system.
Oh shit!
Like-
You just hacked that, bro.
Hey, Bunk, I'm a hacker.
Just like you.
And I send him like a screenshot of me pressing the button.
Man, what have I
streaming.
told you about posting this shit on social media?
Yeah, really.
Is there a phone I can actually do that from here? Like, I'm trying to do a PA system for like the building. Not
Yeah, I
necessarily
think that's
for my
fine.
floor.
You're in like a maintenance room, so I think that's reasonable enough.
Okay, you push the button. Okay, locate the phone. You have the phone in front of you, right? Yeah, I'm looking at it. Okay, pick up the receiver.
Yeah.
What model of phone is it? I'm gonna look it up online. All right, put the receiver on my head.
On the head.
The PA system is inside the phone.
Believe it or not, you are slightly more competent than that.
Yay! I've used a phone before.
Yeah, we established at the beginning that you guys are professionals, believe it or not.
Yeah. All right.
So, yeah, no, that's easy. There's a maintenance phone there for emergency announcements. You pick it up and you hear a click.
I'm on. I'm
Yeah,
live.
You're live. Live and on the air.
All right.
First caller.
Emergency alert! Emergency alert! Security risk, please exit the building in an orderly fashion.
Click.
Have a
Usually
wonderful
that goes
day.
more than once.
I'll hit it again in a minute. I don't know. Is there an alarm I can push or something?
There's got to be like a
There's a
fire,
fire alarm you can
yeah.
pull?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. You do your announcement. You'll pull the alarm and you hear a wee, because that's what fire alarms sound like, I guess.
Yep.
Upstairs, Olivia, you hear as well this announcement, and you're like, oh no, what is this doing?
No, I'm like, this is all part of the plan, I think, in my head, as I launch a
Part of any
grenade
plan.
right into that guy's face.
A grenade?
Well, a gas
What?
grenade specifically.
Oh, okay.
And I pull Tripp down with me so we can be lower.
The alarm goes off and the sprinklers start to go, and you grab this grenade off your belt and you start to toss it. This guard, you see him move faster than you can process it.
Whoa.
You can tell that he must have some kind of synthetic nerve system or something to that effect. He is very fast reflexes.
Mm-hmm.
So act under pressure, please, to get this done before he pops you.
7.
You have the choice here. You can retroactively notice that this guy has the obvious signs of cyberware and he's probably too fast for you and abandon the grenade plan, but just duck behind something. Or you can fire off your grenade, but you're probably going to get shot a little bit.
I'm going to go with the grenade one still because I think having the advantage of some sort of smoke screen is still good overall.
Yeah, sounds good. So you both act at the same time. This grenade sails through the air and explodes. Doesn't do any damage. It's like a stun grenade.
Yeah.
And you can kind of determine what you want the effect to be. Is it he loses his position? He loses an advantage?
Yeah, I'm going to say he loses an advantage
Sure.
because this is close quarters and he's highly trained.
Yeah.
He didn't actually expect me to have anything.
Yeah, that's probably fair. I think he is taken a little bit by surprise. However, as we said, he does get the shot off first.
Mm-hmm.
He fires off with his pistol. It fires off 3 shots in very quick succession, and one of them enters in your shoulder there, and it is a 2 harm. And you're going to roll the harm move. And this is the one roll in the game that you want to roll low on.
Oh,
You roll plus the amount of harm you took, so it'd be +2, but then
then
minus one
-1.
for your armor.
Okay.
So roll 2d6 plus 1. So 3, which is great, perfect. So there's no additional event.
okay.
But the second after that, the grenade explodes and there's a big puff of gas and you see him cover his mouth and starts coughing and walking away and you have a moment to escape. So you're kind of at the wall. There are a couple windows here, but you are on the 4th floor.
But there's got to be, like, even the windows or something have to attach to, like, a fire route or a fire exit somewhere.
There is a fire escape. You're not on the right side for the fire escape, but
This is a death trap, this building.
well, there isn't one on every side of the building. But there is, as usual, a conveniently placed dumpster that you could, on street level, that you could fall into.
Filled with hypodermic needles.
I guess so.
Or you can try to run around to the other side to the fire escape, or you can come up with something clever.
I think that's the best way is at least get a couple levels down before jumping down.
Sure. You run down the hallway with the Tripp. You kind of got him by the arm, and he's not struggling again. He's coming with you.
Yeah. I mean, someone's shooting at us.
Yeah. And you head around the corner. In the meantime, the other staff in this office are beginning to stream out. They've stepped up from their
smoke's
offices.
coming in.
Well, there's smoke. There's a fire alarm. There's a warning from a voice that they've never heard before. But they're not too concerned about it. They start scrambling to get towards the entrance, which is where Iglesias came from. So he's going to be a little tied up with them. And you look around the corner, and let's just do an act under pressure again, just to make sure you can get there quickly enough with the smoke and all that. But I'll give you an additional +1 because you do have the guard distracted.
Nice. That's 12 then.
No, that's plenty. You reach to the fire escape. You start climbing down. You get to the bottom floor, and you see this guard come up to the window and start firing down at you, but you're pretty much at distance now. Where are you going?
So this will probably take us to an alleyway because that's usually where fire escapes
exactly,
into. Is that hopefully the same alley they went down or no?
So we stayed in the parking garage,
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
but I would let you know that over our handy dandy headsets.
Also, for our handy dandy headsets, I will let you know I was coming down the fire escape. So I'm going to start running towards like the outer part, hoping to meet them somewhere in the middle.
Sure.
We can meet you.
So you guys fire up the van.
Maybe a little
Maybe.
faster this time.
Well, he's already got the key in the detached panel, so it's real quick to happen.
And Tiss, what are you doing?
I'm going to grab Tim's security clearance badge
Okay.
put on my front pocket or whatever, and I'll hustle downstairs, kind of blend in with the crowd.
Oh my God, Tim's gonna die.
There's no actual fire here. Or
No, but those guys will see some like guy in the closet and be like, "It's him! Shoot him!"
It's an unconscious guy. He must have knocked himself out when he's trying to escape.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like what a corporation would do.
I mean, that's on them. If he dies, I'll write a story about it.
Okay.
I'll make him a martyr.
So I think there's probably just kind of the timing here to get the van and Olivia and Tiss all in the same place at once without attracting too many guards.
I'm not too worried about Tiz. I think he could just walk off.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like he's part of the crowd now, so they're probably not going to take attendance right away, and he can just kind of
I'll disperse.
meander away.
I'll like punch myself in the ie and be like, I need medical.
I know for a fact, like when I worked in an office, they do take attendance after a while, but like there's just usually so many people, and they always are yelling at you like, "Don't leave!" But people are always leaving.
Oh yeah. Okay, sure. I think if you're just going to walk off, that's probably fine.
Yep.
Blend in with the crowd and find an opportune moment to slip out. Let's just get whoever's driving. I guess that's Garrett still.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get one more act under pressure. You turn the corner and you see the guard van on the street.
That's what, a cool?
Yarp.
So that's 7. I stumble, hesitate, or flinch. The MC will offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. So
Ugly choice.
ugly me up, MC.
So nice of the MC.
MC Jake.
You turn the corner again, you see the guard van there, and there's a surveillance drone.
Okay.
Right. You have some choices. You can either stick with the plan, but the surveillance drone is going to get a scan of the license plate.
Oh no.
Or you can maybe take a bit of a detour and Olivia will be on her own for a little bit.
Gonna have to torch your van. I knew it.
Olivia.
All my stuff.
What if I...
all my stuff's in there.
I think Olivia cares more about her van than she does her own life.
What if I
That's
leaned out the
actually
window
maybe
and shot the drone?
the issue, with that is that kind of the same thing that happened with the other drone is that a drone suddenly disappearing,
Right.
sets off alarms, right?
Right.
Yeah, if we shoot it, I feel like then there's more heat on us.
All right. Well,
You could maybe in that way kind of put yourself at risk instead of Olivia or the van, but
I think we do another trip around.
Yeah.
Leave Olivia on our own for a little bit. That's what she would want us to do, I think.
Olivia's a pro. She can
Save
handle
the
herself.
van.
Save the van.
Save the world. Yeah. Save my world anyway.
All right, let's do it.
sure. You turn the corner.
We're taking it for another spin.
Yeah, you see the drone and you screech and do a hard U and head down another alleyway, trying to find a better time to meet up with Olivia.
I turn on the stereo.
Sick van beats.
It's stuck in my player. I can't get it out.
So, Olivia,
Yes.
you are now in this alleyway. You see the guard is starting to run down the fire escape.
Mm-hmm.
You know that on the left and the right of you are the main street, and you know that there's guard vans on both sides.
And I'm shot.
And you're a little shot. you felt better.
I just feel like that's sort of obvious.
You've felt less shot before.
Yeah, at this point, the adrenaline is enough that you're not hampered by your injury, but you're right. It would be pretty obvious if you
Yeah.
tried to step out. They would be like, oh, you just got shot.
Why did you get shot?
Yeah.
Mondays.
I love guns.
You look back and forth and up, and you look a little lost for a second, and Tripp sees this, and he says, if you can buy me a little bit of time, I can slow them down.
Okay. All right. I take out my little gun. Try to do like a cover fire for him.
You take a position behind a dumpster, and you start firing up at the fire escape that the guard is heading down.
And I'm hoping maybe my bird will start swooping him.
Sure.
Just to be annoying.
Yeah, totally.
How small is this gun? Because you said your little gun.
Just called a holdout pistol, so
Okay.
it's supposed to be small.
They're discreet weapons. They're designed to be hidden in your pant leg or something like that. So it's tiny, but it still packs a bit of a punch.
Yeah. I mean, if I hit him, he wouldn't like it.
So while you're doing this, your crow, Jack, swoops down and starts kind of buzzing the guard on the fire escape, and he's got a lot of things to deal with here. You're mixing it up, so let's roll meat.
6. I can't get an assist.
I mean, how long is it going to take us to come back around the building? I mean, I guess even then.
You guys are kind of out of it, I think, unless
I feel
you
like-
can do some sort of beat. I don't know. Far away.
I feel like Bunk could do some kind of like cyber distraction where he's just like hacking in but not actually trying to get anything or do anything. He's just trying to like
Yeah, just
get all their focus onto stopping this thing rather than whatever Tripp is doing.
sure. You pull out your cyber deck, you start connecting to every server you can find nearby and just start flooding it with requests, fake attacks and things like that. It draws the attention of the surveillance drone, and the couple guards that were on the street stop just long enough that maybe Olivia will be in better shape. So roll an assist, and you add the number of links that you have with Olivia.
10.
That's good enough for a +1, which brings you up to 7, which means it's only a partial failure.
Means I get shot probably.
So you get to choose 2 of the bad news on Mix It Up.
Okay.
You make too much noise and advance the relevant mission clock, which we've only got 2 spots left on that.
Mm-hmm.
You take harm as established by the fiction. An ally takes harm as established by the fiction, which would either be Tripp or your bird.
Yeah.
Or something of value breaks. And you have to choose 2 of those.
Can you shoot Tripp twice?
I mean, I think it would make sense that I would get shot again. 1, I'm not really trained at this and probably gonna get shot by a trained person.
Sure.
Plus, you've already got 1 bullet in you.
What's one
another?
Maybe we'll go in the same hole.
Sure, that happens all the time.
Maybe he sideswipes the bird basically with his hand and sends it flying basically.
The crow is doing this buzzing back and forth just to attract his attention. And he slaps it out of the air and it smashes into the fire escape and dwindles down. You guys are exchanging fire, and he's got the better angle on you. He's got the height advantage.
And the training.
Yes. You do hit him, but he hits you as well. So roll a harm again. Well, first you take 2 slots of harm.
Oh, good. 7.
I get to choose. You either lose your footing, you lose your grip on whatever you're holding, you lose track of someone or something you're attending to, or someone gets the drop on you.
All these are bad.
Yeah. So a couple things happen simultaneously. Bunk and Garrett, you pull around in the van. You see this exchange of gunfire, and you realize you have to act right now.
Oh, shit.
Garrett whips out his tiny little gun, which he has hiding in his waistband.
Yo, why do you have a... Okay.
Olivia, when this exchange started, you saw Tripp. He dived behind the dumpster. You saw him pull out a little retractable folding keyboard, and he takes a pair of very thick glasses and puts them over his eyes.
I'm fucking nerd in my head.
And a little cable runs from the glasses into a little slot on the back of his head.
Whoa.
They're like sunglasses. You can't see his eyes, and you see him start typing away. And in the middle of this exchange of gunfire, you see a passing drone, not a surveillance drone, just like a random business drone that happens to be in the area. It suddenly stops its movement, kind of jerks, and then dive bombs right for the guard.
Whoa.
Between your lucky shot that gets it kind of in between his armor on the leg, he kind of stumbles back a bit, and then this drone, presumably Tripp reprogrammed, smashes into him, pushes him back through the window into the building. You think that's probably the last you're going to see of him. However, during this chaos, you start limping over to the van that Bunk and Garrett have just pulled up in, and you see that in the confusion, Tripp has ran off.
Ah, shit.
Okay, Bunk sees Olivia getting shot at, and we peel up in the van. We can't really hide anymore. We gotta help. And I'm gonna roll out of the van. Just SWAT teams.
This is like a side panel van, right?
Yeah.
Totally.
So you kick open the side panel and it rolls over and you somersault out?
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Nice.
jumping back in.
Nice.
Yeah. I bring out my gun, and I'm just laying down, kind of cover fire.
So just for the record, you're at 4 harm right now, Olivia.
Yes, correct.
These injuries probably require hospitalization. They'll give hardened veterans pause. So we already established you got shot in the shoulder once. Where do you think you got hit the second time?
Head.
Noggin.
I'm still going like a chicken, though. Chest, apparently.
Apparently we have a body hit location die.
Awesome.
Right. So just a real nasty
That's real
chest
bad.
wound.
Yeah.
The office uniform that you rented, you're like, I'm not getting the damage deposit back on this.
It's okay. Somebody else's probably.
Yeah. And the blood starts to seep through, and you stumble into the van, and you guys start to drive off. There's still the matter of trying to find Tripp. Anybody got any suggestions?
Did he get away on foot?
Yeah.
We've made 2 trips around the building. I can't imagine that we would have missed him on our way back. It sounds like he would have been running away as we were coming back
I think he kind of like ran through an alley.
Right.
Yeah,
He deked away.
he deked away kind of just before you guys arrived.
My suggestion is we just get the hell out of here and we meet up with Tripp later. I think we'll be
probably a good idea.
I think we'll be able to make contact with him.
Yeah,
I don't. How about I see if I can find him and just follow him?
you could do that.
Sure, I like that.
So I'll head to like the corner of the street or something and see if I can see him like crossing or anything like that.
Sure. So I think that could be Edge kind of assessing the situation and finding, what route he would have likely taken and follow that.
10 Edge.
Perfect. Yeah. So you see him, he ducks just around the alley back onto the main street for just long enough to then duck into another building. And you see as he does that, he pulls off his glasses and sticks it in his pocket.
I take note of what building it is and, I don't know. Is it like a public building?
Well, what kind of building do you guys want it to be?
Chinese food.
Now we need a name for this place.
How about just Lucky Cookie?
I like that. You turn the corner and you run into Lucky Cookie. It's getting late. It's not quite closing time, but it's late enough that, that it's not super crowded, but there are a few people in here. Tiss is chasing him in. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm asking if anybody knows of any doctor we can go to.
Are you guys following in or are you?
Yeah,
Totally following in.
I'm staying in the van.
All right.
I am saying fuck the mission so I can mark some experience too.
I'll administer first aid.
Thanks.
Does anybody have a first aid kit or trauma derms or?
Nope.
Let me dig.
I don't
I
think
dig through
so.
the pile of shit to try to find any alcohol I have in here.
I have a flashy motorcycle.
I have a career.
So it sounds like
No.
Someone want to take Olivia to the doctor?
That's what I'm
Okay,
asking.
I'll drive Olivia to the doctor while you guys.
I don't want to go to a hospital though, because then they'll know.
No, I'm gonna go to like a black market doctor.
you can find some
Yeah.
street doctor.
Some
If anyone-
shady
Street
doctor.
doctor.
Garrett would probably know.
Garrett
That's what I
does
would
know
think
a guy.
too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, should you take Olivia?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I'm like, you broke my car. Take me to the doctor.
All right. Sorry, Olivia.
I know it was you, Garrett.
Sorry, Olivia. I just wanted to look cool, okay?
Cool. Sounds good. Olivia and Garrett try to get out of harm's way. So Tiss and Bunk, you chase Tripp into Lucky Cookie.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few patrons sitting at tables, kind of a booth up at the far corner where orders are taken and money is exchanged. And you see a back door that is swinging open as presumably Tripp has just run through it. You chase after him. What's your kind of general game plan here?
Chasing after Tripp.
I'm going to keep on chasing through then.
Jason along with you.
Table for two.
So it sounds like it's just a matter of speed here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do act under pressure. The workers are shouting at you, hey, you can't go there. And you are running past, and there are chefs and machines and all sorts of things.
9 for Tiz.
Also 9 for Bunk.
Okay, let's say you assisted Tiss, so you guys
yeah.
get a 10.
Yes.
Nice.
So you're going to catch up, you're going to grab him. How do you do it?
So he's running behind like the back side of a table. And you're going to like slide up against the other side of the table and give me a boost and hurl me at him over across the table.
Yeah, we've practiced this before.
Yeah.
Either that or you literally just grab me and like ragdoll toss me at him.
I don't know if Bunk is strong enough to do that.
Momentum. We're both running.
Yeah. I think you guys should practice this
Let's
move.
try it.
Use your center of
You're
gravity.
like, this has worked for Wolverine and like Colossus.
Yeah, we're very familiar. Okay.
All right, a daring display of acrobatics. You leap over the table and grab Tripp just as he's trying to run through the door, pull him to the ground. You got him locked down.
Tripp. Yo. What's up, man?
Hey everyone, Jake again. Time for another quick word from our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Recollect, the newest sleep innovation from Masscorp. The Recollect Sleep Tube is made with a revolutionary memory foam blend designed to mold itself to your unique synapses and brain patterns. Sleep in unmatched comfort as the memory foam encases your cerebrum, lulls you into a deep sleep, and transmits your dreams to your very own dream stream. I've been using Recollect for a couple months now, and I'm not saying this just because they're sponsoring the show, but honestly, Recollect has changed my life for the better. I can't recommend it more. They've just recently added dynamic ad injection, so it's easier than ever to monetize your dream stream. It comes with a 100-night satisfaction guarantee, so there's no risk, though I doubt you'll even consider returning it. Masscorp is offering House of Bob listeners free shipping planet-side or to Luna with the promo code Hobgoblin. Smack that purchase button now. Don't miss out. Start collecting on your dreams. All right, back to the show. We're back in Tiss's apartment. You guys are sitting around in the various chairs and beanbags and things like that that you have.
A little classier than that.
It's like a
Well,
no, I said it was pretty empty.
yeah.
It was classy before you let me crash here.
There's one couch, but there isn't enough for all of you. So there's like some crates turned over and things like that you guys are sitting on.
I've got my own personal beanbag.
Right.
He sold all my furniture.
And Tripp is sitting on the ground in between you guys, and you bound his arms so he'd stop messing around. Olivia is in the corner with some trauma pack on her wounds. You're still not feeling great,
No.
but you're stable at least. But you're not doing any high action for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
We talked last session about their mission directives, and you get experience when you complete those directives.
Mm-hmm.
One of those directives was finding out where the leak was, which you did a while ago, so you guys should get an experience for that. You should also get an experience for securing the leak, which is Tripp. So 2 more experience for all y'all.
Hooray.
The first thing I want to do with Tripp is just establish that him and me kind of like run with the same crowd. We're like one and the same, man.
You sound like a dad.
Man. You and me, Tripp. Son.
I'm still cool.
I didn't sell out. I bought in.
No, I'm like, Tripp, yo, it's me, Bunk. Like, you know my beats. I know your shit.
How old is Bunk?
Old enough to know better.
Old enough to party.
I'd say early 30s probably.
I was thinking younger.
Oh, really?
But yeah,
19.
like, no, like
Whoa, that's too young.
mid 20s.
Yeah, let's split the
24.
difference and say mid
Like 24 or something.
You're not 100% sure, but it definitely looks like Tripp is older, probably, in his mid-30s or so. You have seen the name Tripwire around the net a couple times, particularly when you're doing your research about QuickBox and how to spoof the tracking labels and that kind of thing.
Hell yeah.
But, he's not like a particularly popular or well-known hacker or anything. It's kind of just a hobby for him, I suppose.
Until it wasn't.
How about you guys do fast talk, which is style? You want to kind of get him a little more on your side.
For sure. Yeah. Bunk is telling him that he's actually a big fan of his like work. He like names a couple like big hacks that he pulled off. And he's like, yo, man, those were dope.
I love that dope is still cool in the future.
They were cyber dope.
Yo, that was so cyber dope.
Man, that CD shit.
Sorry, what am I rolling?
We were going to do style.
Yeah.
Cyber style.
I think you could probably justify using your fresh beats move
Yeah,
too.
totally.
Yeah, I want to lay down a beat and be like, yo, man, I wrote a beat just about you, Tripp. Here it is.
You still roll a style to see how well this goes for you.
I got a 6.
Does anybody have a way to assist on this?
Yo, someone help me out.
Does someone know how to like freestyle?
Well, I'll try, I guess.
Yo, can you give me that karaoke machine over there? Hook me up.
Sure, I turn on the Bluetooth speaker. 5.
Nada.
I got a 12.
Okay, let's go with that.
I just turn up the volume.
Oh, thank you.
Great. So you succeed on your assist, which gives Bunk +1, which means you got a 7, which means you gain 1 hold. And you can spend that hold to have the NPC do one of the following things: give you something you want, do something you ask, fight to protect you or your cause, or disobey an order given by someone with authority or leverage over them. I think we can probably also just add be cool to that list.
Be cool, man.
I think what actually happens is you start playing this music. I don't think he knows or cares about your music.
It's like, this is
Yo,
fucking
this
weird.
song is about you. It's got you in the lyrics, bro.
But I think what it is that his daughter has listened to your music. And
Oh.
he recognizes that noise that she always blasts at home.
The noise.
How dare you?
Shuts that shit off right away.
He gets solemn for a moment and kind of calms down and seems receptive. And he says, I just want to get her back, man.
We get it.
I feel that. So what I'm getting from this is just that he's like cool and he's kind of like
Chilled out.
He's
chilled.
He's receptive to your, I was going to say advances. That's not right.
Influence.
Not yet.
Influence.
Yeah, he's willing to listen and to talk and to cooperate with you guys now.
Cool.
I think at this point, Olivia's going to disengage from what's going on because she's too hurt to care about anybody
You're
anymore.
a little out of it for sure.
Yeah.
I put a blanket on the ground so you can lie on it.
Thanks.
If you recall, you're not allowed on the bed.
For reasons that are not true. I'm actually going to sit by the window hoping my crows comes back at some point.
Oh yeah, I think they reconnected with you. Both of them are injured, so I think maybe you're tending to them a little bit.
Garrett listens to his conspiracy podcasts.
All right, I guess it's just you and me, Bunk.
spends a little bit of time looking up the cube Earth on the internet.
Cube Earth.
It is a cube.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
It's all about that dodecahedron Earth now.
yeah.
All right, Tripp. Let's get down to business. We know a couple things. We know that you're the leak, and we know that your daughter's missing. I don't know how those are necessarily connected, but I assume someone found out that you were leaking besides us?
He shakes his head and he says, No. I was leaking the data to get money. I needed to pay them to get her back.
Who took your daughter?
He looks at you and he says, some fucking street gang, the Sparks.
Olivia's ears perk up.
Do you know if the others know about Olivia's involvement with the Gastown Sparks?
No.
Olivia perks up for a moment and looks over and then looks back. You, in the past, have run with a gang known as the Gastown Sparks. This doesn't sound like their MO, though. They're more about, petty theft, stealing cars, that kind of thing. Straight up kidnapping and blackmail and ransom seems
That's
a little
some
extreme.
big time stuff.
But that's apparently what Tripp is saying.
Okay, since Olivia's not really being super forward, I'm going to use my nose for a story.
Okay.
I'm going to try to figure out where would I find the Sparks.
What you get with a little bit of talking to Tripp and your own research, like there's quite a few different little cells of the Gastown Sparks, and they're not always interconnected or interrelated. But based on where he was dropping off the money and who he was talking to, you figure out eventually that this particular cell operates out of a nightclub in Western Van called the Body Bag, and that's where their hideout is.
That's not a good sign.
Sick.
That name is not a good sign. Do I recognize the name of the person he's interfacing with?
So his kind of contact with the Sparks was a man named Fluke. You hear the name Fluke, and he's not related to any of the jobs that you've done before with the Sparks. You don't know.
Okay, so with you doing this selling of gun information, you've kind of alerted Epistle. We were hired to track you down. But lucky for you, I don't really care now. Now that I know that the information on those guns, I don't really care about. That was kind of the story I was going for. But this seems like another story to me now. So I think, at least I'm going to help track down your daughter. And you're going to put in your resignation at Epistle. Unless you want to be murdered.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm fired.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think at this point they know. And you guys are pretty sure that that's probably the case.
Yeah.
You guys kind of barely made it out of there. He looks pretty downtrodden at that kind of suggestion because he's like, I don't think I have anywhere to go at this point. They'll find me.
Man, you can always stay here.
Bunk, shut the fuck up. But yes, you can stay here. You get that bed.
Hey, man, that was my bad.
Yeah.
If they come for me, then you guys are screwed too. I'm doing all this for Mirth. If you get her, I'll do whatever you want. I'll turn myself in. You can get the money. I don't care. I just want to know she's safe.
I do want the money.
I'd do anything to help a fan.
All right.
This is the daughter, yeah.
Yeah. How much do you owe? Or how much are they asking for?
He says a high number of Omnicoin, but then he says, but it just gets higher every week. I can't keep up with it anymore.
Did they give you a deadline?
I needed to pay them by the end of the month.
Okay.
Damn.
Is this amount of money similar to what we think we might get for completing this job?
You'd get more than that. You'd be able to get a little bit for yourself and pay off the debt if you really wanted to. But from what he is saying, it sounds like
He's being extorted.
Yeah, that they would probably just keep asking for more.
Yeah.
Unless we beat him up. Show him who's boss.
I think
One of you is good at that, right?
not really. I don't think any of us actually are very good at beating people
All right.
up.
Let's brainstorm then.
Yeah.
And how to,
Put our big beefy heads together.
because we're not going to get his daughter back through payment, I don't think.
No. I think we should do some recon, maybe on this body bag. One, try to see if she's even alive or there, or where she actually is located, because then we can actually figure out from there what we're going to do.
I have a contact. The contact could be the owner of the Body Bag nightclub.
Whoa.
They play your music all the time.
Yeah, they probably do, actually. Yeah, you know the guy. He's a big fan, and you're going to drop like a new song just for him or whatever.
You're going to do a live show.
Sounds
exactly what I was thinking.
I'm just excited. This is good.
Yeah, I've already booked it for you. Don't worry about it.
He's on his little phone.
I am your manager.
I didn't know that, but cool.
That makes sense why you're always sleeping here.
Yeah.
You absolutely could. You could make the owner of the body bag the known element to you. You know that he was saying, and from your research, this nightclub is owned by the Sparks, right?
Yeah.
It is a criminal element that you are tangling with here, but
yeah,
that's fine. It just means if something
He's
goes
into
wrong.
Elements.
Yeah, I'm into some criminal shit.
Okay, cool. So who's the owner of the body bag?
His name is Kobus.
What's your relationship with Kobus? How do you know him? Why does he owe you a favor? Why do you owe him a favor?
We go way back. We used to make beats together, but then he got into the nightclub scene and spent all his money buying this nightclub. And had a falling out probably after that because he kind of got into some more criminal behaviors. But once in a while, he still like invites me over to the nightclub to play a set. I've kind of keep giving him rain checks. So it's kind of been long overdue.
Cool.
Nice.
He's still friendly with me. He likes the music still. And
you remind him of the glory days.
Yeah, it's probably just a little more professional relationship now than it was friendly before.
Totes.
Sure. So you guys start putting plans in motion about how you might be able to help Tripp find Mirth. But before that, you have to deal with Nickel and Blunderbuss Bailey, the people who hired you to do this job in the first place. Things didn't go quite as well as they hoped. Didn't go quite as well as you guys hoped either, probably.
I've been shot, yes, so I would agree.
Didn't start any fires.
No, it didn't start any fires.
Do you think we're going to get like a 5-star Google review for this? Or
Probably not.
Shit.
The next day, you guys are kind of formulating plans and a couple of your phones start going off and you see Nickel's name pop up and she's like, hey, what's going on? Let's meet. What's going on? And you guys arrange, where do you want to meet her?
New phone, who dis?
Yeah. Stop being so cyber thirsty.
Let's just say like a diner or something. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So you want somewhere public?
Definitely.
Okay.
Because we already know she killed that other guy, so...
Yeah.
One of the many locations of Fortune Cookie Place.
Oh,
Lucky Cookie?
Lucky Cookie.
I don't think we're allowed back there.
No, but there's like a million Lucky
It's a franchise.
Cookies.
We can't go back to that Lucky Cookie.
Yeah, I do have a hankering for Chinese right now. All right, let's do it.
Sure. Yeah, you find a diner in one of the quieter parts of town with, enough people that she isn't going to just straight up shoot you, but not so many people that you're worried about getting found out. You get a booth in the back and you wait patiently for her to show up. And both Nickel and Blunderbuss Bailey eventually wander into the building.
And we're all here minus Tripp.
Yep.
I'm sitting at a different booth with sunglasses on.
They sit down at the booth. They order some eggs and pancakes and they say...
It's kind of weird at the Lucky Cookie, but...
Oh, I thought you guys went to a diner.
Yeah, we did go to a diner, actually.
It's a Lucky Cookie diner.
Yeah, this is an offshoot of the same company.
This is the Feedback Diner.
Feedback
Diner.
I like that.
You got a cyberpunk random generator there?
I do, yeah.
Okay, good.
The feedback.
The cyber diner feedback. And
Or
then they
you
sit
feed
down.
them. You feed the owners.
I mean, you do in a way. By buying stuff, you give them money.
Whoa.
And Nickel starts and says, guys, this went a little rough, eh? I had to pull a lot of strings, calling a lot of favors to keep this hush-hush.
Garrett just kind of shrugs and says, you knew who you were hiring.
Yeah, idiots.
Maybe I didn't know you as well as I thought, I guess. So, where's our friend?
You knew we were a bunch of fucking idiots.
He's really upselling us.
Yeah, speak for yourself.
You know what's up.
So I'm sitting in like the booth just behind them or whatever. I'd clear my throat and I'm like, he got away. To nobody.
He looks straight forward.
Yeah.
Nickel like slowly turns around and looks at you.
Yeah. See, she didn't notice I was there.
Olivia, come sit over here. Jesus.
No.
This is stupid.
You're stupid.
But yeah, he got away because your security guard started shooting at us.
Yeah.
If you had let us take care of it, it would have been fine.
Wait, what?
Shouldn't have done the security.
That's what she tried to do.
Well,
Garrett, shut up. God.
What did we tell you about day drinking?
he's only half listening because he's like got Burn Nightly in the other ear.
Who was it?
His street name is Tripwire. His actual name is Trip something something. No,
Trip Styles?
Trip Styles, yeah.
Well, you already know him.
You see, she's got a little pad that she's taking notes on.
Yeah, she just had to type in TR, like autofill the name.
Yeah, just in the Outlook address book for her epistle.
Sorry, is it Trip Styles or Trip Styles?
This isn't great. This isn't what I wanted.
I mean, it's safe to say he's not going to come back to work.
That's true. The leak is plugged up, as it were.
Mm-hmm. I mean, ultimately, we're hired to find out who it was, not to stop them.
No, you were hired to catch him and bring him to me.
we were actually hired.
Yeah.
All that.
But we plugged the leak too.
You know what? I just feel bad for Tripp because he's going to get found. They're going to find him.
Well, that's probably.
I mean, regardless, you guys would have killed him, right?
How empathetic of you.
Epistle is a big company. There's a lot of people, and we like to handle things differently.
Do you? Because
yeah,
seems like exactly what all corporations
we
do.
literally witnessed you murder another guy. Like earlier.
We didn't witness it.
Well, we know what happened.
Yeah.
My boss had no interest in killing Tripp. We wanted to speak with him. But
Okay,
that's all in the past.
Is there any way I could kind of read them to see if that's like a truthful kind of thing?
You can do edge. You can assess.
10.
You don't know these people very well, and you know that in particular this person is trained to talk to people and talk to people well. So it's hard to say for sure, but you're pretty confident that she was being genuine there.
Okay, so say if I did know where Tripp was.
Oh, now you're going to get...
She raises one eyebrow.
Yeah. And say if the matter was more complicated and it had to do with his family and endangerment of his family. The situation is more complicated than it first appeared, at least.
It sounds like it, yeah. Look, all I can tell you is that my boss wants Tripp, and he wants him alive. And we want to talk to him.
Well, we want to help his family.
That's outside of my jurisdiction, so to speak. I don't care what happens with his family. If you want to chase after them, great, go for it.
If we give you Tripp, would you be able to lend us maybe a couple of your security guards?
No.
Okay.
What about a gun?
No.
Anything? Come on.
We still have him. So
If you give him to us, then you will
get paid.
We will pay you what we originally agreed on. And then the terms of this job are over and you can do whatever you like. She's starting to lose her patience, you can tell.
She's going to either leave, so we either have to decide, are we doing this or are we not doing this?
I say no.
I think yes.
I almost want to say yes because I think if they don't have them now, they will track him down later. It's a big corporation. Anyway. They're going to murder him like...
Now or later.
Yeah. I just want it quick and easy.
I think, too, if we had the money, it would actually really help us on finding his daughter, like actually.
Right. You have a feeling that if you didn't provide him, you'd still probably get paid something for stopping the leak and for the data, but not the full amount.
But now they already know that we know where he is.
Yeah, exactly. We let that kind of go through.
Yeah.
That cybercat's out of the bag.
Yeah.
Out of the cyber bag.
Yeah. Well, don't be silly.
Still just a regular bag.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
All right.
I'm cool with just getting the money for the job and keeping Tripp's secret.
I lower my sunglasses. I mean, we didn't.
We literally just told them who it is.
You mean where he is secret?
Yeah. Not turning him in.
I am voting for turning him in.
Me too.
Turn him in.
Well, yeah, you want the money.
I'm going to give Tripp a heads up.
Oh, okay, cool. I like that.
I tell them the location. He's at this place in this room.
Sure. She says, I'm glad we came to an agreement. And she pulls up her pad and she starts typing some buttons and then pulls a little data chip out of it and hands it to you. And it's a little cred stick essentially. And that'll have your payment on it in full.
Dope.
And
maybe check that immediately.
Yeah.
You do, yeah. And Bunk sends a little hidden message. I imagine you probably do maybe a little song and it's got a hidden code in it.
Get the fuck out. Get out. Get the fuck out. Get out now.
Exactly.
So there's a couple quick things we do at the end of a job. Tis, because you did the most talking, we'll roll to get paid, which is a legwork roll. So you roll and you add the number of empty slots in the legwork clock, which is 3.
10.
Cool. So you choose 3 from the list below. 1, it's not a setup or an ambush. You are paid in full. The employer is identifiable. The meeting doesn't attract the attention of outside parties, or you learned something from your mission. Everyone marks experience.
We get paid in full.
Yep.
We're not betrayed.
Yeah, we're not betrayed.
Well, it's not a setup or ambush. And then either the meeting doesn't attract attention, or you learn something from the mission and you get a bonus XP.
I think the bonus XP, because we did
Yeah.
learn something, actually.
Yeah, so 2 experience for everybody for completing the mission, plus 1 additional experience for choosing that option and getting paid. It's not a setup or an ambush. You guys are paid in full, so you got 4 times your stake and credits
Wow.
back. So Garrett gets 12 credits, Tis gets 4, Bunk gets 4, Olivia gets 8. Nickel and Bailey stand up. Nickel says, "You guys are unconventional, but you got it done. Maybe we'll be in touch." And she walks out. She actually leaves some money on the table for her food and then walks out.
And then we dine and dash.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
And then we look at another scene at Hotel Room Cyber 101.
Cyber 1,
Cyber 1, Cyber 1. And a couple of heavily armed pistol guards are running up the stairs and they burst through the door into an empty room.
Oh!
And let's do this again in a couple weeks. Thanks for listening to The House of Bob. Audio production is provided by Astronomic Audio. Music is produced by John R. Julius and licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution. If you like what you hear, be sure to subscribe for more content, give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, follow us on social media, and join our Discord server. Blackout is made possible by our amazing Patreon supporters: Ray Kearney, Tom Wesley, Rob, Bluckett12, Jessica, Kieran Duffy, Mike of the Tales from the Glass-Guarded World podcast, Sylvia Douglas, Luke Conroy, and Volt. If you'd like to be a part of making this podcast possible, please visit patreon.com/thehouseofbob.
Oh.